Hi. I actually couldn't find any updated information on the Colorado State Board regarding disciplinary action and professional counselors. It was tricky to find, so I actually went to New Mexico State Board, and this is what I found. It seemed like common reasons for disciplinary action involved professional misconduct and dual relationships. And my personal reaction was one of concern, obviously, for the client involved, the counselors involved, and then I worry a little bit about myself, in terms of the ethical challenges of becoming a counselor in the future. Common themes that I saw seemed to be that of physical attraction between the counselor and the client, leading up potentially to sexual relationships even. And an example of that was a recent disciplinary action in 2020 against a female counselor who did get involved in sexual contact with a client. And of course, she violated the ACA's Code of Ethics 2014, Code A5A, and potentially Code A5C, which prohibit engaging in sexual relationships with current or former clients, respectively. She also violated some of New Mexico's codes, one being the unprofessional or unethical conduct and a violation of a provision of the Counseling and Therapy Practice Act. And then, of course, their professional competence, conduct, and integrity, which involves a licensed or registered individual when interacting with a client or former client within the last 16 months. They're not allowed to engage in contact or physical intimacies with the client, of course. The outcome of this particular disciplinary action was that the counselor had to give up her license for 5 years. She had to undergo 25 sessions with a licensed therapist, psychologist, or social worker to specifically address the setting of boundaries with clients and former clients, especially those who may be, quote, vulnerable in a variety of ways, including those to whom she may be attracted, unquote. Of note, Waltz and Bluer in 2017 report in their article the most common violations for counselors in Colorado, and in order, they struggle with dual relationships, counseling without the proper license, failure to maintain records, unsuitability to practice, professional misrepresentation, and violations of confidentiality. The Code of Ethics, ACA Code of Ethics 2014, directs counselors to monitor themselves for impairment, burnout, and so on, to seek assistance for their level of impairment, and potentially to, quote, limit, suspend, or terminate their professional responsibilities, end quote. Counselors are also expected to monitor or intervene if a colleague seems to have burnout or more specifically be impaired and an imminent threat or harm to clients. And the question that this raises for me is, how do I approach that kind of colleague in a way that is helpful to them and does not antagonize them? Thanks very much.